I was telling Josh when we first came in, like how nice of like you don't see these types of offices anymore, you know?
Yeah, it's kind of old school. We were in the
New York rustic
we were
look.
in the Brookfield place before.
Okay.
And when we ran out of space and the lease was up, I thought to look for something a little bit different, a little more in keeping with our boutique image. And when I found this spot, I fell in love with it.
I love it.
Yeah, it's kind of old school.
Yeah, but that's what gives it feel, right?
Yeah, exactly. So this is just a fun article I wrote in the New York Times about travel.
Okay.
This is just some stuff on the Women's Report that was covered in Vancouver at one point. This past year, I was invited to the Vatican for a conference on humanity. So one of my partners actually framed the letter where that we received from the Vatican inviting me to. Can I
just ask really personally, like, how do you get these invitations? This is.
It's just through the human rights work that I do, the impact investing work that I do. Okay. I guess there's some exposure from the women's rights work, and inevitably you just end up in certain circles.
I've never seen this before.
I was invited actually through the Forbes Impact community based out of New York.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
This is a story of one of the CEOs I placed at a contract manufacturing company.
National Post, nice.
This is, I guess this was like 2005. I wrote an article called Check Your Ego at the Door.
I like that.
Basically advice to young candidates on how to handle situations with recruitment firms and whatnot and how to navigate their careers.
I like it. Sell yourself, be yourself.
National Post, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. This was a feature done on a CEO and a COO placement that we did for a forest products company. A private equity firm bought a forest products company and brought us in to change out the leadership. So this was sort of a case study on how it worked out.
Wow.
We did some board search work for Kinross Gold. They covered that little piece as well. These are some other articles that I've written. How long is too long in terms of loyalty, staying at a company. Sometimes you could stay at a company too long.
What do you think of that, actually? I didn't ask that in the podcast, but you used to see 20, 30, 40 years now.
Right.
Styling back.
Which I continue to admire. But you typically, if you show the ability to adapt, if you have like a bunch of 5 to 7 year careers and you show the ability to adapt into new and different environments, sometimes you're kind of better off from a career climbing point of view and even from a financial point of view. So that's some of the stuff I talked about. Here's the article that Director X and I wrote in the Toronto Star recently, Mindful Solution to Combating Gun Violence. These are some other articles. This is an article Jody Kovitz and I did in the we published it in Thrive Global, which is Arianna Huffington's new platform, really talking about empowerment, and that empowerment alone is not going to move the dial for women. And we incorporated the fact that we were just coming off of the first annual Move the Dial Global Summit.
Wow. That was at Elevate, right?
Yeah, so great. Yeah, no, this was Move the Dial. Summit? This was Move the Dial.
Really?
We had a global summit, and Mayor Tory was kind enough to come speak, and Michelle Romanow and a bunch of other terrific people.
Amazing.
This is an honor one of my partners got, Schulich Alumni Recognition Awards, Skip Siegel.
This one I found really interesting.
This one here, yes. This was also 2005.
Okay.
I published an article in the National Post right before one of the Canadian elections. We had Paul Martin, Stephen Harper, Jack Layton running against each other, and what I did was I pretended that Canada was a corporation, and I was doing a CEO search for Canada Corp, and these were our 3 finalist candidates.
That's amazing.
And so yeah, it was a fun article.
Interesting.
Some other features. These are some articles I was quoted in on various issues of talent management, talent strategy, leadership strategy. Some of them related to the women's work, some of it not.
It's funny how, you know what I'm thinking, honestly, is just like looking at these newspaper clips, how how much value the vintage actually brings nowadays.
Yeah.
'Cause you don't see it as much.
It's kind of cool, yeah. So it's kind of a mix of art and marketing for me. Yeah.
It's really
We were
cool.
the platinum sponsor for the CVCA private equity venture capital conference a couple of years back.
Daryl Pinto's a great guy.
Yeah.
Who's on the? He's the head of research.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Here's another candidate we placed. We placed Natalie DeRosier back in the day as the leader of the Canadian Civil Liberties Association. Yeah, just a bunch of other articles, but I enjoy using them as art.
Yeah.
You know, it's art. It's a combination of art and marketing. Yeah.
Again, thank you very much, man. This was
Thanks, man.
this
It
was
was
awesome.